The year was 2016. I had just started my YouTube channel, and I was a Kentucky trapping phenom. Some even said the best there ever was. At the time, I was running a small-scale chicken farm, approximately 3 to 4 chickens, but I was getting decimated bi-weekly. Okay, that got old pretty quick. So I started the war on predation. I was trapping left and right, bobcats, fox, coyotes. Nothing could get away. For a stretch of about 2 years, this was the safest area for a farm animal or a wild animal. There wasn't no predators except me. I was the alpha male. I'm just gonna be honest with you guys. I ain't trying to hide nothing, and you know it too. The past year and a half, I've been real slow on trapping. I don't know why. Actually, I do. It's because trapping's actually really hard and I got lazy. But it's time to start trapping again. Not because I want to, but because I want to and I have to. Recently, I've had a lot of trail cameras out. Listen, I've had red fox. Not just one, not just two, but 2.5. They've been eating eggs. They've been eating coyote. No, wait. They've been eating eggs. They've been eating eggs. They've been eating rabbits. We even found rabbit fur out here. You saw it, didn't you?
Yeah.
The other day, we wasn't filming or anything, but we found where a rabbit had been ripped to shreds right out here in the middle of the field. They've been eating my squirrels, they've been eating my quail that I've never even had, and they've been eating turkey. So listen, long story short, the predator to prey ratio has risen a little bit too high. Because it's not only red fox, it's gray fox. We've had them just trolling around here, doing things that gray fox do. We've had bobcats, okay, and even coyotes. And I'm not talking little coyotes either. These are big coyotes, and they are aggressive towards rabbits. They're not aggressive towards me, but you get the point. Long story short, long story short though, 2016, I was a trapping phenom. Nothing could stop me. If it ate a rabbit, I was eating it. There was small game everywhere. These past few years, we haven't seen a rabbit in a long time. And predators could be the reason why. Long story short, we're going to trap something. As a really dramatic way of saying it's time to trapping season has started, but it is what it is. What are you thinking, Abram? The first location we're going to set a trap is right here. The reason is because there's a trap actually still in the ground because I was too lazy to pull it up for the past 2 years. I just set it off and let it sit here. It might be rusted, but that's okay, I guess.
Is that a duck?
Oh, it's a goose! It's a goose! Film that! Film that! Oh my goodness! It's a goose! Dude! What is that? We live in the mountains of Kentucky, guys. We get excited over little things.
Look at them.
That's so cool. You never see that. This ain't no flyaway. This ain't no flare farm. We ain't got no ducks here. We go ahead and clear out the area. Here's the trap we're gonna be using. Come check this out. Make sure it's all good and everything. But long story short, what happens is that you set this in the ground, covered up with dirt to where nothing can see it, and then the animal comes through, steps on it, and then it gets hung here and it just has to wait until you get back to, you know, kill it, take it out, or just release it if it's not your target animal. The jaws right there are thicker than usual, which means it's more surface area on the animal's foot, which means it obviously won't hurt it as much. This is also just a 450, so the springs aren't as strong, and in my opinion, it's still plenty big enough to catch and hold a pretty big coyote. And it also has 3 swivels on it so that the animal can do as many spins and jump around as much as it wants, and it's just going to swivel with the animal, and it's going to be perfectly fine. These are the ones that I like to use. About anything will catch an animal and hold it though. Alright, but long story short, we have to set this trap, set it in the dirt, cover it up, put bait in the hole, and then we leave and wait for a coyote, fox, bobcat to come through here, try to get in the hole, and accidentally steps on our trap. So yeah, I guess we get started. Here we go. We're going to make sure that our pan is level. So I just pull it down slowly but surely. This exact model clicks whenever it's exactly level. I got my assistant here.
Hi.
He's not really done much yet. But now I just got to bed this trap. Bedding your trap's actually really important because predators are very smart. So if they come over and they're looking in this hole and the ground moves underneath them, that's kind of sketchy. They're going to get out of there or sit here and dig it up until they figure out what moved. And so you really want to just get in there, make sure this thing's bedded in there really solid. You just want to get in there and push, and then get dirt from around here and just use that to really kind of just pack it in. And so I can just bring in more pack it in right in there. Here in Kentucky, the ground's kind of wet all the time, so it can be pretty easy to pack it in. But also, since the ground's wet, you gotta watch out because it'll freeze, and if it freezes, it can't go off at all. So there's kind of a balance here. Now, the trap's pretty well bedded. I just have to go get some extra dirt and shake over it so that I can really hide it. But we actually gotta go find that dirt because right here, there's just not any dirt to get. Boom, 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 boom. Abram, I have a question for you.
What?
Is that wood or is that dirt?
Looks like a little bit of both.
Okay. Alright, we'll try it with this.
Looks like you're making a dirt soup.
I believe that's pretty accurate, except without water. That's pitiful. I don't like that. We're gonna go buy dirt. Why do you have to buy dirt? I don't know. See you in an hour.
You know, Luke Bryan made a song called Buy Dirt.
You think that's what he was talking about?
I mean, in this scenario, yes.
Alright guys, we bought peat moss, but we bought wet peat moss, so it doesn't actually help us any.
Better than frozen mud.
I don't know, we'll try it, we'll see what it does. Okay, now let's try the peat moss and see if it does much better. It's supposed to do a lot better, but I don't know how it's going to do if it's all wet. Kinda. This is the exact same problem we had earlier. It's just clumping up because it's wet. I don't even know what to do. Go bake it in the oven? What is this? This is what we bought.
Play-Doh.
We bought wet mud. What do we do? This is unusable. What are we even supposed to do?
So what does it help when you're running it through a strainer?
It's supposed to get the little pieces out where we're not dropping big mud clots like that on it. Looks like we don't have much of a choice at all. You know what? It ain't pretty. It ain't good, but it's the best we can do. We really can't do anything better because we don't have it.
This dirt over here is dry.
Is it?
Yeah.
How dry?
Not very dry, but it's dry.
I don't know. This one's kind of okay, I guess.
Come here.
Alright guys, we're going in about 2.5 hours on setting this trap, but Abram did find us some dirt. Now I come with my hammer, make a hole, and then we're going to put bait in the hole. That's as simple as it gets. There's that. To make a little nest, I'm just going to grab some old stuff like this, ball it up. Just get me a big old piece like that, set it on there just like that, and I'm literally just going to put that in the hole and stick it in there. And then we got some real nice sweet tea or fox pea. Pour some right over the edge right there, and that is as good as it's gonna get. We ain't gonna do nothing else to it. We're gonna leave right now and hope for the best. I don't know why, but that is the hardest trap I've ever set in my entire life. 2.5 hours to set a trap, and not one thing worked how it was really supposed to. This is so fun.
Better luck next time.
Let's just swing this thing.
But you said it, and that's what matters.
What'd you say?
But you said he said it, and that's what matters.
I like the enthusiasm.
How do we buy peat moss that's wet? Ethan's the one that bought it, by the way. He's the one who picked it out.
Hey, don't blow all the blame on me.
You thought it was called peat moss.
I did. I was the one who called and see if he had it. Now we all got squeezed into here.
Ethan didn't even know what it was called.
I didn't.
Let alone what it was supposed to be like.
I don't know what he's doing. I think he's mad or something like that. You know what he's doing, Abram?
He's taking his anger out on the forest.
He's literally been doing this for like 3 hours now. Look at his progress. Dude, it's been like 3 hours. Me and Abram just chilling.
Hey, a bad day of trapping is better than a good day of work. A bad day of trapping is better than a good day of work.
I think he needs help.
That's what I always heard.
You gonna come over and talk to the camera now?
Huh?
We told him you've been at it for like 3 hours. Is everything okay? You know what would be funny? After talking about that, he just kind of stared and took off running at me with a machete.
Hey, if y'all want to buy me a Christmas present, y'all should get me
Get him a stress ball.
chainsaw gear.
Chainsaw.
Get me a hard hat. Wait a second. Look at this. Look, there's a trap here. There's already a trap here. I knew I was running out of traps. Like, I buy like half a dozen every year and I keep losing them. And it's done. How much faster was that than the other one?
About 2 hours and 20 minutes faster.
Yeah, and that's about average. The thing about this exact one is because I do know there's red fox in the area, we actually brought a trail camera that we're gonna set up here to kind of watch the trap, and if for some reason the trap gets dug up or we see prints all over it, we can watch back the trail camera video and see exactly what happened. Alright guys, let me tell you what happened. So we went to check those 2 traps that we set, and usually whenever I check them, I just go far enough to see whether there's an animal in the trap or not. But today I went up to them, checked them out close, and both of them were dug up and set off. Now of course on that one we didn't have a trail camera set, but on the one that we did have the trail camera set, we actually have the trail camera pictures pulled up and we're going to be checking. So, I mean, without further ado, here we go. Let's just jump into it and let's just look at these pictures, okay? Alright, so right here's where we start. We'll just start from here, so let's go. Alright, so the trap, as you can kind of tell, is just right over there where we set it. There's a squirrel, definitely not a problem. Another squirrel. And then here's the first night picture. That's a red fox. And he goes straight up to our trap and even checks it out. Let me go ahead and play the video and we'll see what it does while it's here. You can already see he's looking over into the hole, but I don't think he's discovered that we actually have a trap there just yet. Then there's the next picture, there's the next picture. There's the next video. Check it out. Yeah, he's already digging at it. He's already digging at it. And he's peed on it. Bruh. Alright, that was 4:05. The date's not right, but that's 4:05. And we set it 3:05. This is literally the same night, the morning. And we could have caught that red fox overnight. Now remember that I did put red fox pee on it? So that could have really helped bring in this red fox, especially since I know for a fact there's more than just one in the area. Now he even used the bathroom like 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times. So that just helped the trap even more. I'm going to assume that at this point the trap is pretty much dug up out of the ground. Okay, I can't really tell for sure. I can actually zoom in a little bit, but I can't really see if the trap's there or not. Long story short, I believe he got the best of us literally on the first night, and I wouldn't be surprised if he did the same thing with the other trap too. And that there is us today. Long story short, there wasn't much to take away from this, except that a red fox got the best of us. We're going to reset the trap and we're just going to try again. It's pretty simple. I think we'll get him though. I'm just going to have to really bed in my trap really solid to where he won't even know there's a trap there. Plus the peat moss we bought, I think it's finally dried out. Should be able to use it. Well boys, it's not a fox, but it is an animal. This is actually a possum, a cheesehead, if you will. These are commonly found in deciduous forests, garbage cans, and on the side of the road, flattened. Now, possums are what you call, they play dead, okay? You can literally, okay, maybe not. A lot of the times, they'll play dead. Like you'll start playing with them, you can touch them, and they'll literally play dead. Sometimes. This one appears to be a little angry. This is probably the least aggressive animal that we could have possibly trapped, but I have been bit by one. So don't get too comfortable. But yeah, the animals that play dead, that's these guys. These are possums. But I can literally stick this in its mouth. Okay, well, never mind. Usually you can stick something in their mouth and they won't bite it. But this possum's really mad. It reminds me of the one that actually bit me. Usually they're not aggressive, but okay. Anyways, we do have this trail camera. We'll check it and see what it says. See what the trail camera wants to tell us. What I'm actually interested in is, yes, I know we caught the possum, but did a fox or coyote come by after we caught the possum? That's what I want to know. Okay, this one's battery's dead. But as for now, this is not a possum video. I have pretty specific plans of catching a red fox since I know there's at least 2 here. And as you can look over and see right over here, I've actually been building rabbit habitat to increase our rabbit population. So not only am I trapping the predators that are knocking them down pretty good, but I'm also going to create some habitat, which is going to be really awesome. Now, like I was trying to say a second ago, this is not a possum video. I am going to catch a red fox in this video, but as a little extra piece for you guys, I'm going to go ahead, shoot this possum. I'm gonna skin the possum. I'm gonna flesh the possum. I'm gonna stretch the possum. Literally show you everything there is to do with fur handling. And then we're not gonna be able to today, but maybe in like 2 weeks, after the fur dries out, we'll actually be able to tan it and make it to where you can actually play with it and even make it into a glove if you wanted to. And that's an extra piece. We're still trapping the fox in this video. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and shoot it. I mean, that's probably an average size possum. He's not a big one. We've actually caught one that's pretty huge. I catch them smaller, but at the end of the day, that's probably the average size. Now, to kill these, here's what I like to do. I like to use a 22 long rifle, whether that be a rifle, pistol, whatever you got, doesn't really matter. There's 2 common ways that people like to shoot trapped animals. You can either go right there in the top of the head. They die really fast. It does not leave a hole in the usable pelt, but it's pretty messy. What I like to do is go right behind the shoulder, a double lung. Yes, it puts 2 holes in your pelt, but on bigger animals, they're not gonna bleed nearly as much and they're not gonna be as messy. But for this possum, I am probably gonna go on top of the head. I'll catch you guys once he's done.
We're rolling.
It's dead. It is a back leg catch, which is pretty common, pretty base, no big deal. If we really wanted to, his bones are all good and fine and dandy. We could have let him go, but guess what? We don't want to. Now, even though this isn't necessarily going to whack down on the rabbit population, what this is going to whack down on is any kind of birds that likes to lay eggs. Plus, we're going to be using them anyhow, skinning them out and stuff, so we pretty much harvested him for a lot of reasons. And now I'm going to reset that trap, and hopefully we can get that fox tonight. Wow, that's probably about good. Yeah, that's her bait, that's her bait. It's part of her bait. Yeah, that's enough. There we go. That's pretty much all we got. If I had some bait, I'd put more bait on it, but I'm out of bait right now. The visual hole and the smell from the possum and the smell from the old bait, that should be enough to catch a fox, especially if they're in this area quite often. Let's head on up there and get this possum taken care of. All right, guys, here we go. Y'all better subscribe because this is like 2 videos in one. All right, here we go. First things first, pick a leg and hang it up. Next thing, you want to pull out your skinning knife. In my case, it's literally just my pocket knife because it's the KG pocket knife. Whenever I made this knife, I wanted it to be the do-all pocket knife. I made it a single strong blade so that you don't have to waste space with a bunch of other blades you never use. Super sharp, super strong, and just the right size where it can skin pretty much everything from a squirrel all the way up to a deer, including a possum. If you want a KG pocket knife, go down to kendallgrade1.com/shop or first link description, and yeah, pick you up a KG pocket knife.
They gotta be quick on the USA flag one.
Yeah.
It sells like hotcakes.
Alright, now to skin this, I'm not really going to give you all a tutorial. I'm just going to go straight through and I'm going to do it. So enjoy this montage, I guess. Alright, that's as far as we're going to get, but that is plenty far enough for me. Now, we're going to leave that, let it bleed out because I do not have a use for that currently. We will bring the case-skinned possum over here and we'll put it on this fleshing beam. To do that, it is very simple. You just slip it over this piece of wood. This is called a fleshing beam. And now, I need an apron.
Cut you some armholes out of it. Can you do anything with their fat?
You can.
What can you make?
I don't know, probably a candle.
That'd be a stinky candle.
This is how Kendall Gray Outdoors all started. A garbage bag and a possum. Now that ain't perfect, but that's not terrible. We'll just stick it on there. And now, we really just need a place to hang this up in the dry and then come back to it in about a week. That's not perfect, but that's sure not terrible. And if it is terrible, oh well. I tried. But this video ain't over because we still have to catch... What are we trapping again?
A red fox.
A red fox. See you guys and hopefully tomorrow. Alright guys, I'm about to go ahead and check the traps, but I just got an order in yesterday, actually, but we're gonna open it today. I got some bait. I don't know if y'all realize, but I literally ran out of bait on that last set that I made. So yeah, I guess I can take this one because it's empty. Put this one in my bait bucket. Next thing we got is a box. It's got stuff in it. If I'm gonna be honest, I kind of forgot what the stuff is, but it's okay. We'll figure it out pretty quick, I'd imagine. Okay, bet. First thing, we got some underalls. This is the thing that goes up and under the trap pan so that dirt cannot get under the trap pan and stop it from firing. In here, I think we got something. Oh, yep. We got some lure that I'll probably never use. Apparently, I bought a lot of underalls. I got a big old bottle of fish oil. It's gonna be good for raccoons and stuff. I got an apron because you saw earlier in the video I needed one. And then I got this cookie cutter right here, which should help me dig out the holes that my traps go into a lot better. So that's just a little something, trapping unboxing. Now let's go check the traps. Oh son, we got him. That is the exact one we were looking for too. That is a red fox. Now we're not gonna mess around with him too much just because I don't want him to just twist around all day until eventually he hurts himself. We are gonna go ahead and kill him, and I am gonna skin him just like I did the possum, and I might be able to turn him into something really cool sometime. He's just back there chilling right now. I'm gonna shoot him in the lungs because since it's a pretty large animal, they have a lot of blood in their body. And if we shoot him in the head, the blood's gonna go everywhere. I'll get a little bit closer just to show y'all. You can look at his foot right there. If I wanted to, I could let this guy go and he'd be perfectly fine. With all the swivels, his foot is perfectly fine. I could let him out of the trap. It'd be sore for a few days, but then after that, he'd be fine. All right, now for you guys who haven't seen a red fox before, that is what they look like. That's what their color looks like. I'm gonna go ahead and end him, and then we'll take a closer look. Now, he should be phasing out any second. Well boys, the red fox has expired quickly, efficiently, and it is game over for him. But don't forget the trail camera pictures from earlier where we saw multiple in the same picture. You can look right there at his paw where I caught him. It just presses down on the fur and really just holds him there. It doesn't break bone, it doesn't snap his leg off, just holds him there, just like it was meant to do. As for this red fox, I'm literally going to take him through the same exact process as we did the possum earlier in the video. I'm going to do all that off camera, but don't worry, here in a future video, I'm going to be showing you guys the finished product, how I have it skinned out, and we're going to even tan it. One fox down, a lot of rabbits saved. Anyways guys, I got a lot of work to do. I'll catch you guys later.